UEFA Champions League Man of the Match awards. 17-year-old Waneri won. Best player in England, Cole Palmer 0. Also, Arteta should have his team motivated to smash City on Sunday, is what JD.
Well, that is super chat is so shameless. He's never played in the. He hasn't played for Chelsea in the Champions League. How's he gonna win it when he hasn't played in it? This is so shameless.
He won it at City.
But didn't he play in it at that age when he was at City though?
He did, and he scored.
When he played like 10 minutes a game, maybe. Come on.
He scored. I'm pretty sure he scored that when he was 17.
He scored in the Super Cup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did in the Super Cup final. Well, it is only final. It's only one game. Chelsea have a better squad than Arsenal, but we're second whilst using our squad all season, whilst Chelsea is 6th with theirs. Yeah, do you regret now saying that you had a better team and a better squad than Arsenal? Do you now look at that and go, yeah, that was an exaggeration?
No, I don't regret it because I'm not really seeing Maresca using the squad to the best ability that he can. I think Gil can do a better job than Nkuku up top. I think Felix should be getting way more minutes. I think Nkuku shouldn't be playing up top. All these little things that he should be doing on the squad, he's not doing, bro. So I don't rate their squad. Their squad shit.
He's doubled down. I love it. I love how
Don always does this, and when he says something about the squad and doesn't happen, he just throws the manager under the bus. He did the same thing with Poch. He's doing the same thing with Maresca.
I have to though. But listen, I'm consistent on stuff. I criticized Poch last season. I wanted him. I criticized Maresca numerous times this season. I wanted him as well.
So someone said, does that mean you've got a worse manager than Arsenal? Someone said that in the chat. You got the worst.
Of course, Arteta's better than Maresca. What are we doing here?
So can Don say that out loud for us, please?
Bro,
he won't say it. He's a rival, but I'll say it.
Arteta's done more in his career, yes, but Arteta's very pragmatic. Very pragmatic, right?
Shut
right
up.
Now, listen. I'm not going to say who's
he's
better
than Maresca. What are we doing here?
I prefer our style of play to what I watch when I watch Arsenal, right? And a lot of Arsenal fans don't like their style of play with Arteta. They want something more attacking. So
you prefer your manager, you've got a better squad, but you're 6th and they're 2nd. How's that happened?
Bro, they've got a better defense. That's why. They've got a better defense than us right now, you know? So even though they might not be clinical up top, at least they can see out these results, these tight results. With us, we need to outscore teams because our defense isn't that strong at the back.
There you go. Wow. We're speechless. Everyone's speechless.
It's just nothing more for me to add.
Sometimes silence is golden. It seems the Chelsea recruitment team know how to identify talent that they can increase their value, but they can't build a championship, like a title-winning team. They are running Chelsea like a glorified Brighton.
They make a lot of good data signings. Which is, to be fair, that is a good thing. Not a lot of people.
I don't mind them trying to bring players for profit and that. Yeah, like if you're gonna go flip them. But I've always said if you still got to make sure that you're spending money on the first team if you're gonna do that. You can't just be doing that and then just neglecting the first team. You've got to do both.
You know, I agree. You got to do both. You definitely got to do both. And they had an opportunity this January and they didn't do it. Rashford will be a real good option for Barca. Yamal, Rafinha would need some rest. And yeah, listen, that might then happen in the summer, but they've got financial problems for forever. They're literally up to their limit every time they sign a player. So I never saw that one happening. But I think Villa's a good move. They get a lot of room. Teams don't sit back. We said about Rashi at Barca that they play transition football a lot. Teams attack Villa, so there's a lot of room to run into. It could be tailor-made for Rashford to have a brilliant second half of the season, score loads of goals, and then fingers crossed, if he doesn't stay at United, which I don't think he will, bring us in 50, 60, 70 million because he proved that he's that good. That's what
I'm not biased, but I think West Ham's a better move. I think West Ham's a better move because I think Potter is a better man manager than Rashford. Rashford seems to be having some problems off the pitch, some problems up there, and I think the manager or the coach to get the best out of him and to put the arm around him is Graham Potter, whereas Emery, I don't think he's that guy. Do you know what I mean? It could be new environment, like you said, in another team that maybe gets more space. Obviously, we get more space. I think West Ham would be a better move for him.
Hey, submit a bit. I hope West Ham heard that, bro.
Well, for Ferguson,
been interested. We have
put a recommendation letter for you. Don't worry.
Wait, hold on. I missed that. Who have you submitted a bid for?
No, we haven't
he's
submitted
talking
a bid
about
for
Rashford being a better fit for West Ham. I said, yeah, go ahead and submit a bid.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm saying I think Graham Potter's a better man manager than
He's not a striker though,
Unai
Lawless.
Emery.
He doesn't even like playing there himself, man.
Yeah, that front
No,
line
no,
with
no.
Beckham,
We need,
not,
we
Graham
need,
Potter,
we need depth
one
on the
thing about
left
Graham
anyway.
Potter, he wants attackers that know how to press from the front. Rashford, you'll make it look like he's pressing, but he's not. He can't play with his back to goal. On the left, you've got Somerville there already, right? That's probably where he will play. If you're
Somerville actually played on the right. Potter actually played him on the right in his first game, and he played really well there.
Are you playing
So-
two strikers now, Lawless?
No, we're playing Paqueta up top at the moment. That's how.
Bro, they're playing your formation, Staffy. They're playing three at the back.
Yeah, no, I know because Potter likes that. I just didn't know if they're playing two up top or not.
Yeah. So
Potter likes it with the personnel he's got, bro. Potter, if he had the personnel he wants, he'll play 4-2-3-1. That's what he will do. He'll play 4 at the back.
that's Moyes' formation 4-2-3-1.
Interested. Ronan here says Nkunku didn't work out. Move him and use Giu. Is that how it's pronounced? Giu or Gui?
Yeah, Gil. Yeah,
This here from Sagnik, who says, quick question off topic. Thoughts on City versus Real Madrid?
Bro, go
two
fast. Get
giants
ready for
not
that.
in good form.
Go fest. This is gonna be an absolute go fest. You know that this fraud Hassam, you know what he said yesterday? And I need you to press him on this next time you see him today. He said he'd rather face obviously that was before the draw was made, but he's just speaking a hypothetical. He'd rather face Man City right now in the Champions League. Sorry. He would rather face Arsenal in the Champions League right now than Man City. Basically, he's saying we could beat Arsenal as Liverpool, but he doesn't think they could beat City.
Yeah, that whole conversation he had it on the terrace on Wednesday night, and it was 1 minute it was sort of like heritage really counts and you can't write people off, and then the next minute he's writing another team off who've got great heritage in it as well, and talking about their current performances and how they're playing. And I think both play a part, absolutely. Like if Arsenal are playing Liverpool and it's a really close game, second leg, 1 goal in it, away at Anfield, I think the Anfield crowd that's used to those nights, those players, they can sway the difference. But I actually think if that playoff game was between Arsenal and City, over 2 legs right now, I would bet on Arsenal knocking out City, even though City have won the Champions League, because City's midfield just gets run through every single game. Like every single game.
They don't have a midfield and a back line.
Yeah, and it gets run through. And I think that you can't always, like Real Madrid is an interesting one because they have the power to knock, they've got the punch power to knock you out still. But again, you actually speak to most Real Madrid fans this season, and I love bantering them. They're really not happy with how they're performing, even though they're top of the league and they're in the Champions League. So the heritage plays a part, but I don't think you can completely ignore. The funniest thing a Liverpool fan said, though, Mike said it on the show. He said, I don't believe in the concept of favourites in the Champions League. And we said, why? He went, well, because I've seen the favourites get knocked out before. It was one of the most oxymoronic things I've ever heard in my life. It was like, it was just strange. I loved it. I love Mike.
Arsenal's just not been a good tournament team, though, where you look how they've done in the cups. And so I get where Hussam is coming from, is if you're going to bet against any team, you're not really going to bet against Pep, who, you know what I mean, all these credentials into.
No, but it's not even that, Lawless. Like, I'll just be very honest with you guys. Some people just refuse to use data. They think it's a shame to use data. Like, they shame people to use numbers. They're like, oh, stop looking at XG. It's not even that. Just use your eyes and look at the data. The data doesn't lie to you. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. There's a team. I'm looking at a team that conceded 3 goals in 8 games in the Champions League. Hard to break down. I watch them every week in the Premier League and the Champions League. Hard to break down. Even if they don't score a lot, they're just annoying to play against in Arsenal. And then you have a team like City this season that everyone and their mother is scoring goals against them. They're finding it easy to play against them. And it depends on the day if you're going to take your chances or not. It decides if you're going to win or not.
Yeah,
let's just be honest here.
And no one's having the same energy for Bayern Munich, who also have great heritage. Again, I've watched about 4 or 5 of their group games.
Yeah, but they have that in an inexperienced coach. That's the issue. Vinny's a joke.
I do get that. I do, but what you also get is that people are happy to write them off, and they're right to, because again, they won the other night. They won 3-0, but the amount of times they got countered was ridiculous, and that's why I do feel like this tournament is really open. Liverpool, for me, when you look at the draw and who they may face into the semi-finals and finals, Liverpool are, for me, the favourites. Inter have got a great chance. I think this will be the year. The team that wins it this year is going to be a side that's hard to break down and beat.
Can you put a chart up? Have you got it?
I haven't got it I can get it. I'll go get it now. It must be on Twitter somewhere, and I can make a graphic and put it up on the screen. I can do that.
They won't touch our record, but when we last won the Champions League, our defensive record was fucking top tier, bro. Top tier, man.
Yeah, but I think it's different records now. There's already been 2 extra games, and then so it's like, do you know what I'm saying? Group get stage wise.
There's an extra stage right now, the playoffs. So
yeah,
some teams will play more.
Yeah, so some teams you're probably gonna see goal scoring records get broke because there's 2 extra games plus 2 extra playoff games. So I do get your point though. That goal scoring record was crazy. Let me just try and find the.
Yeah, we only conceded 4 goals in 12 games.
Wow, that's mad.
To be fair, Inter only conceded 1, so they're doing well.
Yeah, Inter's defense has been crazy. Champions League draw.
Yeah, that defense was mad, man. Silva, Rudiger, nice.
Yeah, you played in. Wasn't that the COVID year? You played with no fans, and I swear, was that the year that was the semifinal was only 1 leg?
Was that 1 leg?
No, that wasn't the year that they won it. That wasn't the year they won it. That was when I actually loved that summer where we finished the leagues after lockdown, and then all the teams flew to, I think it was Portugal, and just played all the European. It was like watching
they played in Portugal,
the World Cup, but with like club teams, and it was I actually really loved that. I actually like that as a concept in terms of maybe play no Champions League all year and do it at the end of the season. I actually quite liked the way that looks. Obviously, it wouldn't work with international tournaments. Here we go. So I've got it here. It's coming up on the screen now, gents. Yeah, so that's it there. So yeah, it's going to be. So Arsenal will play Juve, PSV, AC Milan or Feyenoord. That's the 4 teams they could potentially get. They or Inter will get one of those 4 teams. City, if they beat, this is what's crazy. If City beat Real Madrid, their next game is Atletico Madrid or Bayer Leverkusen, as an example.
Hey, don't sleep on Atleti this year.
No, don't. And even Bayer Leverkusen, like Bayer Leverkusen against City right now, they'd run through them. That absolutely, because that team has got so much speed and power in it. Like Bayern will probably knock out Celtic. Could be Bayern. Bayern versus Leverkusen would be a brilliant round of 16 game. I'd love to watch that. But you look at Liverpool's, they're either going to get Benfica, Monaco, PSG, or Brest. So the hardest team they could potentially get is PSG, and I still think they're better than them. But yeah, it's quite an open one this year. That's quite a nice little bit there, though, as well. You can see like a Club Brugge or Atalanta will play Lille or Villa. Or the other side is Sporting or Dortmund versus Lille or Villa. And look, if Villa could get a decent draw here, they could end up against Club Brugge in the round of 16, which is, they could find themselves in the quarterfinals. And
I mean, whoever's facing Atalanta is getting smacked.
That's true. The Club Brugge probably will knock out Club Brugge, to be fair. Atalanta look great at the moment. So yeah, I really like the draw. I love the seeding. I think it's great. I really do. Staffy should trademark the data quote.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't make it up. I've heard it before. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So
there we go. Boys, I want to thank you all for coming on. We're going to be live again, people, in just over an hour for the top 6 show. So make sure you're all back here with us for that at 6 p.m. We've got an excellent panel for you.